everyone kind of felt the hype around the game. I don't know if the expectation was to actually go out there and take down a giant, but that was the top 5 quarterback performances I've ever seen live. Steven was on it. Everyone stepped up around him. Alshon played a heck of a game. It was fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
At halftime, was Spurrier any different from any other game?
No, I think that's the great thing about Coach is he's always pretty even keel, no matter if you're up or down. We did our thing at halftime and did some adjustments on both sides of the ball, and we finished strong. And it's going to take a whole lot of that this time around too.
Did you have after the game though? When did it hit you guys? I mean, obviously you know what happened, but when did you kind of realize what you guys accomplished?
Yeah, I think as the game closed out, everyone understood the magnitude of the game and then how much confidence it could provide throughout the rest of the season. I think a lot of guys kind of rallied around that win, and obviously it hasn't been forgotten since. And hopefully they'll have some of the same memories after this game this year.
This year, what do you think of this year's team? We saw you at practice earlier in camp. What do you think of the makeup?
Boy, if you rewind 2 years ago, just from looking at the personnel and the bodies, this changed completely. I think Coach Muschamp and the staff have done a great job of getting the right people, but then also developing over the course of time. And this is a cycle. It takes a process. I think this is by far his best team, his most complete team with depth. It's also the toughest schedule that he's had. I mean, a lot of people like to talk about that, and you can't deny it. We'll just kind of, from a player's perspective, I can tell you that you just focus on each week, and you beat your tail off and see what happens on Saturdays. And of course, coming Saturday, you'd like to start strong in your first game. You always get a pretty decent gauge of where you stand, but it's critical with a schedule like this to come out on top on this first one.
Obviously you've been kind of at a couple of these events now already. Are you kind of an unofficial spokesperson at this point? How are you involved?
I guess a little bit. So I've been with Colonial Life. I'm an account executive here for the past year now, and it's a great company to be a part of. We really enjoy it. It allows me to pursue other endeavors like a partnership with the Alumni Association. I'll hold youth football camps as a way to give back to the community, and so we've got some things going. But it's really a privilege to work with this team here. But it's fun doing some events like this and being engaged with everybody.
Remember when you guys had won 5 in a row?
Yeah.
Are you surprised at what has transpired up there?
No, I think it's just I think it's hard work over a long period of time, and I think that's kind of manifesting there. And they're doing a great job year in, year out, and recruiting guys and performing and executing. I think it's a very competitive around the Southeast, especially our top 2 rivals, Clemson and Georgia. And if you rewind to 2009 to 2013-ish, we pulled the best players out of the state of South Carolina, a lot out of Georgia. Now, a lot of those guys now are staying home in Georgia, and we've seen a lot, going to that team in the upstate. But it's a testament because Coach Muschamp obviously inherited a bit of a mess. And I think, his one point of emphasis was to flip the program from a recruiting standpoint, just to kind of rejuvenate it. And I think everyone's just been on a mission since they stepped foot on campus. And now I think we're all starting to see the dividends of it.
How hard is this to kind of flip that program and get recruiting? Because it's not just a one-class thing. It takes probably 2, 3, or 4.
Absolutely, and it's also not easy to replace a Coach Spurrier who made this place relevant. And after you have that run, you set the bar so high, and for it to drop off like that, there's obviously a lot that goes in with it behind the scenes. But it's tough, and you got to have a guy that's really intense and passionate, who knows how to recruit. Has been a head coach before, so I definitely think they have the right guy in Coach Muschamp, and he's done the right thing in hiring the people that believes in that same mission and going out and living it out daily and trying to accomplish the same type of goals set at the beginning of the year throughout the year.
You've been a number 2 quarterback as a freshman before.
Yeah.
What would you say for a guy like Kalinsky this year to soak up as much as he can?
Yeah.
And how impactful can that year be of being kind of the understudy?
Well, it's a game of football, right? I mean, injuries happen, so you have to stay ready. I think that was the one thing I learned so much in the NFL is how up and down a roster can be. Obviously, you'd like to stay, Jake, to stay healthy, but take mental reps during practice. Make sure you stay in it, stay competitive during the game. Make sure you're right beside the play caller. You're mentally sharp, and then when your number's called on, that you're ready to go. And especially with him being a freshman, to step in that spotlight. I played a good bit as a freshman. My first real experience was at Auburn when they won a national championship earlier in that season. And it'll be a good test for him, but it'll also be a great experience for him to build on, after he plays and have some experience under his belt this year. But he's a sharp kid, really big fan of Ryan.
Jake is one of the few experienced quarterbacks in the SEC. What did that do for you, your junior and senior year, and how much can him being a senior help
Well,
this team?
I think Jake specifically is going to be, a big difference in his second year with his play caller. You got a second year in BMAC, and once you learn that system after your first year, and especially a 4-year starter, things start to slow down for a little bit. You understand the offense a little bit better. You become a bit of a coach on the field. So, he's played on very high levels at this point and has experienced both highs and lows. And I think a lot is expected from Jake Bentley this year. But I guarantee you that he's probably his own biggest critic, and he has the stage, the platform this season to go play well. And I think he's got a great skill set, and it's time to be consistent through the year. I hope he stays healthy, but he has all the intangibles and the tools around him to go play well.